Texas machine wines are...
No matter what profession you choose, you can't make good by using alcohol.
Yeah. Where does it get you?
Just a stone's throw from Wagram, North Carolina, sits a quaint 164-year-old brick building surrounded by stately pines and sweet magnolias. Its hexagonal shape is as unusual as the purpose for which it was originally intended.
See this one? That's not a right angle. Somebody had to figure out what angle they needed for these bricks, and they're offset. Of course, they needed quite a few of those bricks to build. I'm Calvin Newton. I'm from this part of the country. My family's been here for a couple of 100 years, and we're here at the Richmond Temperance and Literary Society.
Calvin Newton is one of several community members who care for the building, which was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1973. The Temperance Hall is believed to be the only structure in North Carolina expressly built to promote abstinence from liquor. The society was established in 1853, and the building was constructed in 1860. A finial on the roof announced the group's twin purposes: a book with an overturned goblet placed on top. How did such a unique building take root in the sandhills of North Carolina? Well, prior to the American Revolution, there were between 20 and 30,000 Highland Scots who had already immigrated from their ancestral homes.
This area of the West Highlands is where people came to North Carolina from, thousands of them. You know, historians have always been in a great deal of debate about how many there were, simply because the primary resources aren't there.
Bill Caudle is the director of the Scottish Heritage Center of St. Andrews University. He explains how that Scottish immigration was driven by a variety of factors.
Famine, the increase in rents by absentee landlords, the breakup of the clan system following the Jacobite Rebellion, the Battle of Culloden, all that sort of thing, created circumstances that led people to consider immigration as a viable alternative.
In 1813, a young minister who had immigrated from Scotland a few years earlier arrived in their midst. Reverend Daniel White and his wife Catherine bought 2,000 acres with her dowry and established Spring Hill Baptist Church. Around it grew a small but vibrant community that over time was known by a variety of names, including Fontcall and Riverton. The community included a gristmill, stables, a post office, a farrier, and most importantly, a private school, Spring Hill Academy.
The Scotch were great believers in education. Somebody who passed through said it was a strange area. This part of the South, he said, you'd go in a house that had dirt floors and a library.
Against this backdrop, several men and women decided to both elevate the community's intellectual standing and embrace a temperance movement that was gaining popularity across the United States. The Richmond Temperance and Literary Society was established in 1855, with its objects being uncompromising hostility to intemperance and an enduring zeal for the advancement of literature. Elizabeth Cooley has served as the president of the Richmond Temperance Hall and Literary Society Commission for 24 years, in charge of caring for the Scotland County gem.
Back in the day, the ceiling was painted, from what I understand, it was a blue, and there was gold stars that were painted with your name on them. They were painted all over the ceiling here. And if you fell off the wagon, your star was painted black. And you had to go through a certain period of time that you were in rehab, and then you could get your star put back up there and painted gold again.
Several stars consisted of alternating coats of gold and black, attesting to the power of temptation and the frailty of human nature.
Scotland is the home of a sturdy people. In the Highlands, the Scots have, over many centuries, developed the art of distilling and blending whiskies known the world over.
Symbolism also played a role in this hall's spherical design.
The shape of that building is very similar to a church that's found in the town of Beaumore in the island of Islay in Scotland, which is very near where some of these people would have come from. Certainly had tons of people from Iowa that came here to North Carolina. But in any event, it's circular. And the idea was there's no corners for the devil to hide in.
One of the most extraordinary events in the Hall's history occurred in April of 1865, when Sherman's troops came up from South Carolina on their way to Fayetteville.
Then they came through here, and they camped here at the Temperance Hall. Shot up the building. You could see where the bullet holes used to be on the outside. Destroyed a lot of the books that were in here. There was a library, and they shot the goblet off the top.
This event is recounted in one of the Society's 2 remarkable volumes of minute books. The Society secretary wrote, "After a considerable interruption caused by the unwelcome visit of Sherman's thieves, the Society meets again. We find the ornaments of our fair little hall shattered and ruined, our bookshelves empty, the ground strewn with fragments of valuable, precious volumes. Today we marshal our little band again, and with 3 cheers for temperance and literature, unfurl our yet triumphant banner to the breeze." The members met for another 4 decades before the hall was adapted for other uses. In 1959, it was restored. As the years go by, times change. Wine is now offered as a refreshment at the Commission's annual meeting. Down the road, a 4th-generation descendant of Daniel White operates Cypress Bend Vineyards, a popular winery. While Temperance has yielded to tolerance in this peaceful, calming corner of Scotland County, an unusual little building stands as an enduring testament to a place where young men and women could look up to the stars on the ceiling and glimpse a better version of themselves, where the devil could find no place to hide, and where one's thirst for knowledge could always be satisfied. If you enjoyed this video, we're making a whole slew of these hidden history stories right here on our YouTube channel, so subscribe for more. You can read all about the Richmond Temperance and Literary Society Hall in the July issue of Our State magazine. Subscribers help support content like this. Visit ourstate.com/subscribe and enter promo code Hidden History to become a subscriber today and receive your first issue of Our State magazine.